Hi there, friends. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Haniewich. Today, well, we started out dry. We started out with some sunshine, but as the day went on, we started to see more snow pushing in, and snow has been so far the main precipitation type. But as we speak here at 7:45, we're starting to see maybe a little bit of a changeover to a little bit more of a mix, especially as you head closer to the 460 corridor. We're going to take an investigative look here at the radar here in just a minute. But first, I want to show you that we do indeed still have a winter storm warning in effect until 7 p.m. Monday for these areas shaded in pink. That's most of us, okay? Areas in purple, those three counties to the south and to the east, Pennsylvania, Halifax, and Charlotte counties right now under a winter weather advisory. But every other county in the viewing area, a winter storm warning is indeed in effect. And again, these advisories and warnings are in effect through 7 p.m. Monday, or until canceled. Now, as far as what we're looking at here, as far as your Skycam is concerned, you're looking at a live picture right now from Blacksburg with our Virginia Tech Skycam, and you'll notice that there's a fair amount of snow on the ground in Blacksburg. We've had reports in Blacksburg or in and around Blacksburg of anywhere about 1 to 2 inches of snow so far in the Blacksburg area. Now, we've had reports of maybe a little bit more as you go towards Elliston in Montgomery County. Current temperature right now in Blacksburg is at 27, an east-southeast wind at 3 miles per hour. So at least the wind isn't a factor right now, but those cold temperatures are going to stick around all night. Now, as far as what we're looking at right here, right now with the radar, really in areas north of 460, the main precipitation type is still snow. I was talking to Delaney Willis earlier. She was up in Botetourt County. She said that they had a good 2 to maybe even 3 inches of snow on the ground from Fincastle north into Eagle Rock. So the snow is piling up in areas north of 460. You'll notice that right now the Highlands, the southern Shenandoah, areas in and around Lynchburg still dealing with snow. But notice as that blue turns to pink, that's an indicator of some sleet and or freezing rain, probably more freezing rain than anything else. Although I can tell you outside here at the TV station in downtown Roanoke, it certainly sounds like we're hearing a few sleet pellets hitting the windows here as well. So right now, the Roanoke Valley perhaps seeing a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. More snow in the northern part of Roanoke County and maybe a little more of a mix in southern parts of Roanoke County. And then where you don't see any precipitation, say towards Hillsville, Martinsville, Danville, South Boston, right now you're in a dry slot. That dry slot will be filling in, though, as we go into later tonight. So further north, precipitation to contend with. Further south right now, a little bit of a lull or break in the precipitation. All right, friends, as we show you the bigger picture, notice that we've got more precipitation towards far southwest Virginia, and we've got certainly a lot more precipitation out towards Kentucky and Tennessee. So we're going to have a couple more bands of precipitation pushing through. The first band brought us some snow. It looks like the second band that does push through here a little bit later this evening into the overnight is going to potentially be more ice. So freezing rain, I think, may actually become the main precipitation type for most of us as we go into say, beyond about 10 o'clock. South side may start to still see a little bit more of a cold rain eventually, and the Highlands, you're the zone that will probably stay snow the longest because your temperatures at the coldest, say at Hot Springs, Monterey, and maybe even over towards Covington. So there's a look at the current radar. Again, if you're in a lull or break right now, enjoy it because more precipitation is coming. Now, as far as road temperatures are concerned, everybody except for Danville and South Boston, those road temperatures are below freezing. So this is among the reasons why we're wanting you to stay inside tonight. The road temperatures, once they drop below freezing, the precipitation tends to stick more on contact. So with those road temperatures in the 20s, certainly a good idea to stay home tonight. Okay, the roads are not going to be fun tonight. They're probably not going to be good tomorrow morning either. The good news is I think this precipitation is going to move out either tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, depending on where you live. And we're going to show you Futurecast here in just a minute. But with these road temperatures in the 20s, that will make for very slick conditions tonight and likely for tomorrow as well. All right, so as far as what you're looking at here, notice that in the red, purple, and in the blue colors, that's where we're either dealing with snow-covered roads or potentially even ice-covered roads. So as you head towards the Highlands, towards the southern Shenandoah, towards the Roanoke Valley, towards the New River Valley, and frankly, even over towards Lynchburg, and also potentially even into western parts of South Side, the roads are slick. okay? Danville, South Boston, maybe your roads are a touch better right now, but again, that could change here momentarily. Moral of the story here is when you see these purples, reds, and blues, that's an indicator that the roads are just not good. They're slick. And look, VDOT is doing a wonderful job maintaining those primary roads the best they can, but with the fresh precipitation falling, it's hard to keep up with it. So kudos to our friends at VDOT, but again, I am looking at the road conditions potentially even getting worse as the night progresses. Air temperatures right now, virtually everywhere below freezing, okay? It's 22 in Hot Springs, 24 in Wytheville, 27 in Pulaski, 28 in Roanoke, and your current temperature in Southside is upper 20s and to maybe a few lower 30s. Lynchburg right now, Hill City, you're at 28. Now, as far as freezing rain is concerned, we're going to be seeing more and more of that likely as we go into tonight, okay? Freezing rain is far and away my least favorite type of precipitation because it's frankly just dangerous. It causes slick roads. If it sticks to trees, it sticks to power lines, it could cause power outages. It's no good. And it looks like we're going to see anywhere from a trace to an upwards of 1/4 of an inch of ice. There'll be some areas, potentially right along that 460 corridor, that could get maybe even above that 1/4 of an inch, maybe closer to 1/3 of an inch of ice here as we go into tonight. So anywhere from a trace to 1/4 of an inch plus in the forecast for us here tonight into tomorrow morning as far as freezing rain is concerned. Could have some sleet mixing in as well. And obviously in the highlands, you'll notice that there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of ice accretion or ice accumulation. And that could be because you're going to stay snow longer. The highlands certainly going to be the zone that sees the most amount of snow from here on in. Now, as far as types of precipitation, you're probably saying, I don't understand how we are all below freezing and we're talking about freezing rain as opposed to snow or sleet as opposed to snow, because certainly it's cold enough at the surface solely for snow. But as you go up about 5,000 to 10,000 feet in our atmosphere, we've got something called a warm nose or warm air aloft. And that's where temperatures are actually warmer than at the surface. They're above freezing. So that column of air looks to actually get a little warmer above the surface as the night goes on. We're going to be very cold at the surface, but just above the surface, 5,000 to 10,000 feet, that column of air is going to get warmer and warmer, and that's going to allow for the snowflake way, way up in the sky to change over to a raindrop. And because the cold air at the surface is relatively shallow, that raindrop doesn't have a chance to change to a snowflake in time before it hits the surface and it freezes on contact. So that's freezing rain. If the column of air is warm enough pretty much from top to bottom, obviously it's rain. And if the cold air is large enough and it's cold from top to bottom, obviously that's how you get snow. But that warm air aloft is going to play some tricks on the precipitation here as we go into tonight. So freezing rain, maybe even a little bit of sleet will become, I think, more the name of the game for us here a bit later tonight. Again, except for potentially the highlands where you're going to stay snow a little bit longer because that warm air aloft is not going to be quite as thick. All right, let's talk Futurecast here. This is 9 o'clock, and at that point in time, we're going to certainly see snow north and a mix of sleet and freezing rain for areas in pink. Some of us at 9 o'clock may still, believe it or not, be on the dry side, okay? So some of us will be dealing with wintry weather. Some of us may still be dry at 9. That all changes. As we get towards 11, midnight, 1 a.m., most everybody is dealing with precipitation again. And again, at about 2 a.m., it's mainly freezing rain, okay? So freezing rain, I think, is going to be the main precipitation type for us here as we go late this evening into the overnight. This is 6 a.m. on Monday, and notice that the green is working its way in towards portions of South Side and also into the NRV. So a cold rain may actually be the name of the game for a couple of our backyards around daybreak tomorrow, while we're still dealing with freezing rain and potentially even a little bit of sleet towards the Roanoke Valley and also towards the Highlands and Lynchburg areas. As we continue to go through time, this main batch of precipitation we deal with tonight is likely going to go away and leave the viewing area as we go towards the mid-morning hours tomorrow. Anytime between about 8:30 and maybe about 11, we're going to start to see from west to east this precipitation, this main band, move out. And for some of us, that will be the end of the precipitation, but not for all of us. Take a look. As we continue to go through time, certainly looks like one more band of precipitation could mainly be in the form of snow, will start to push in come tomorrow afternoon. Anytime after about 1, 2 o'clock, we're going to see some snow showers in the NRV, the Highlands, and maybe even areas closer to Roanoke and maybe even Lynchburg. South side, if you have anything at all at 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow, I think it's mainly just going to be a cold rain. But again, one more band of snow could potentially move in for us tomorrow afternoon, and then it's gone by about 7 or 8. So I would say by early evening tomorrow, we're done. Everybody is, for the most part, done with the exception of the west slopes, which could continue to have some high elevation snow showers Monday night, even into Tuesday. But for the most part here, the vast majority of us are going to start to dry out as we go into tomorrow evening. Maybe even in some areas closer to the late afternoon. And then it looks like Tuesday is going to be, for the most part, a dry day. Tuesday is going to be, I think, a day where we're mainly sunny pretty much from sunup until sundown. Tuesday's dry, Wednesday's dry, Thursday is dry too. But believe it or not, we're going to be watching the potential for another storm system to impact us here as we go late Friday night into at least part of the day on Saturday. And right now we'll call it for a rain-snow mix, but we'll have to see how the computer models fare as we get closer. But just know that this first band of energy is going to be with us through tonight and tomorrow. And then we may be not done with the wintry weather just yet. May have another flirtation with it here as we go late this week into the first part of the upcoming weekend. All right, friends, it's 7:56 here. I'm going to sign off for now. Please be careful tonight. If you don't have to go out, just stay inside, and we'll see you back here again real soon. Have a good night.